Greetings, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stasia Bliss. We are discussing the major arcana of the tarot in its relation to the awakening process. Let's see if this camera will stay still here. I am in nature. I am up one of the beautiful canyons up here. I will give you a look around in a moment, but the camera's holding. So today is the Hierophant. The Hierophant. So we came from the, Empress and the Emperor were just before, and before the Empress was the High Priestess. So we are end capping the Empress and the Emperor between the two spiritual masculine feminine archetypes. So the Emperor and the Empress represent a more external, visible structure, an abundance in reality, where the High Priestess and the Hierophant are representing that spiritual connection. The High Priestess is an internal knowing, an intuitive knowing, and the Hierophant is like the external manifestation of that spiritual structure. So it can look like a marriage, like that's the physical structure of, a love between two people, a spiritual connection. It can look like, a church, the actual physical structure where you worship. That's also your body, okay? The Hierophant is the structure of your body as you are embodying life force energy. So the Hierophant is a very real way of relating to your physical body as a spiritual container, as a spiritual structure, as a vessel for consciousness. So if the Hierophant is reversed, there is a tendency to do what one thinks on one's own, not to be ruled or controlled by any external spiritual structure. But again, this is more like rebellious, or it's just going to be what I believe and maybe nobody else is going to believe it. That sort of phase, which is a time period where we're learning to empower ourselves and come into our own relationship and understanding with divine and with this spiritual energy. So I think when we do that and we're able to integrate the magician, the High Priestess within, and we're able to really own that this is the body of Christ, this is the temple of God, the church, then Hierophant takes form in our life and we begin to honor the physical body more. So really beautiful part of the awakening process, one that we return to again and again, right? Sometimes we go focusing on other parts of the journey, or we're in the death throes and we're not there yet, or we're the hanged man and we're in a pause. Whatever the steps may be, the other steps, we can come back again and again. And that's why readings are cool, because like if the Hierophant is showing up for you, it is emphasizing a need to put attention on your body as a conduit for the divine, and really treating your body with that kind of respect and that kind of love and attention so that it can properly house these life force currents. So that might mean nourishing with specific foods or supplements or vitamins, or taking yourself physically out into nature so that you can be nourished by the surrounding embodiment of life force. Look at this place. Okay, so I think this is pretty clear what the Hierophant is. And again, the inner knowing, that connection to spiritual self, sorry, my camera's flopping again, High Priestess, right? But when it becomes a structure that other people can see and attend to, like a marriage or like a church, but also like your body, when they can understand and know how to relate to you as a spiritual being because you're holding that up. You're expressing that, you're embodying that. You could call it your boundaries. Like, this is how this physical body is to be treated because this is how I feel about it. And this isn't like about preferences, so to speak. This is about really just owning that you're a spiritual being and embodying that whatever way feels right and honoring to you. So we'll keep this kind of shorter again today. If you have questions about the Emperor, I don't know why I keep thinking this is the Emperor we're talking about. The Emperor and the Hierophant, though, are very closely connected. I mean, the Emperor just come right before the Hierophant. So we'll pause on this for a moment, that this is often the way awakening goes. If you think about the spiritual part of the feminine side awakens first, and then she embodies. Meanwhile, the masculine is embodying his Emperor, and then he has his awakening, then his Hierophant, where he can bring that solidly in the physical. And that's kind of how the mirror does work. The feminine getting that influence, you know, it breathing in from the magician, the magical part of life, where life took a risk, right? And breathed it into the awakening feminine intuition, the inner knowing, which birthed a strong, powerful, giving feminine embodiment, who then could love a strong masculine embodiment, so that his spiritual Hierophant could emerge forth out of it and even strengthen that structure more fully. See, the Emperor and the Hierophant are one, and there is a line there where they are. Sometimes the man can jump out of Emperor and into just Hierophant, you know, or even back into the High Priestess and go on his spiritual journey back through the feminine, right? And of course, everyone has to go through all the cycles. They're not just, you know, for men and women, they're for everybody in all aspects of us. But to integrate and be the Emperor while you're bringing the spiritual structure is powerful and grounding and very balanced. Yeah. So that's still managing finances and things in the material world, while also now building something, a structure, you know, a community, or a sacred space for people, or a labyrinth, or some kind of a healing center or something. This is where the Hierophant can really come in and make a manifestation. Okay, thanks for joining again. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time. Much love from the mountains. Stasia Bliss, and Namaste. I love you.